Welcome to the Generation X-Wing podcast, a modern look at our retro lifestyle. My name's Rob Williams, and I'm here with
Jamie Pale Rider,
as well as
Steve Hose Nose Lewis,
as well as
Steve 3.
And today we've got a special guest. It is the commanding officer of Falcon-based Rebel Legion. If you have ever watched a single video of Ready to Believe or Outer Rim Rookie, you know this person. You love this person. It is Pipsqueak Rhea. Hello, Pipsqueak.
Hi.
Calm down, Pipsqueak. That was like the best intro in the world. Hi. Well, VJ baby says hello. Tony says hello. Hey, hey.
We got the crew.
We got the crew here. Rhea, tell everybody about yourself. What do you do? What's your interest? What's your love of Star Wars? Tell me anything about yourself.
Oh, you didn't tell me this was gonna happen.
Right. Goodbye, Rhea. See you later.
Wow. No, this happens a lot.
Wow.
This happens a lot, and this is why we don't get guests.
Rob's gone mad with power. Good.
Hunger is power. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to tell us anything about yourself? You're just going to...
Are you going to remove her
All
again?
right, cool. No, not at all. Not at all. I'll remove you. Bye. Okay, so today we are going to talk about Glup Shitto. And before we do that, hey, weirdos. Yay, hey, weirdos. How you doing?
What's up, weirdies?
Yeah.
Nerds.
Crew now for the... We're I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tony couldn't understand what you're writing there. But today, this is going to be a fun topic. We decided to take a conversation that me, Jamie, and Rhea had on a ferry trip back from the island. And that's hence why Rhea is here, because it was such a fantastic conversation we had in private. We actually sat there and said, I wish we could record this. And then we realized, Hose Nose and Steve 3 may not be aware of this topic. So we thought we'd get them involved here and introduce them to the concept of Glup Shitto. Jamie, explain to everybody, what is Glup Shitto?
All right. So if you are not aware, Glup Shitto started as an internet joke back in 2020. Around the time that I feel like Mando was releasing. But Glup Shitto is a fake name used online to refer to returning characters from the Star Wars extended universe. So novels, comics, video games, old cartoons, what have you. They get brought into newer, more mainstream Star Wars media, which are known and praised by hardcore fans, but unknown to the more general audience.
So last week or 2 days ago on our live stream, you mentioned Thanos.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that was a genuine Glup Shitto moment I experienced in the theater. Not with Star Wars, mind you, but it was funny to see, you could tell instantly in the theater as soon as Thanos showed up on the screen in the Avengers 1 post-credit scene, who was familiar with the character and who had no idea what the hell was going on.
Rhea, were you aware of Glup Shitto before we had talked about it? Before Jamie
yeah.
told us about it? Oh, yeah?
I'm on the internet. I know.
All right. I'm hip with the kids. Hello, fellow kids. Steve 3 Hose Nose, were you aware of Glup Shitto?
Well, we're obviously not down with... No, I'd heard about it. I haven't heard the Glup Shitto thing mentioned in name, but I know what we're talking about, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't go around and say, hey, did you check out the new Glup Shitto that they dropped on so-and-so, right? That part of it I wasn't doing, but I do know what you mean.
Hose Nose, have you heard of this before?
Nope.
Nope.
I heard of this after you guys are like, oh, we had this thing in the car. We're talking about the Glup Shittos. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then you kept saying it, and I still don't know what you're talking about. Saying it doesn't make me understand.
I thought we were
Glup
going
Shitto.
out. Yeah, I thought we were all going out for a party at Glup Shitto. I didn't.
I don't know if I want to go to that club.
Yeah. I'm not down with the kids and the internet and the GIFs.
Yeah. So it started off, like I said, it started off as a fake name, but it was basically a Tumblr post from back then. It was this person who you get the sense that they're not like that hardcore Star Wars fan, but they've experienced watching something with someone who is a hardcore Star Wars fan, and they see them freaking out and they don't know why. It's happened with me and Christine a couple times as we've been watching shows. I'll have to pause and explain who that is that just showed up. But yeah, it was literally the post is, quote, every time a new Star Wars movie or show is announced, all the fans are like, OMG, Glup Shitto's back.
That's all I could find in my research on this.
Yeah.
That quote, and that's really all I could find in
So
research.
it's the stipulation for the discussion is that because a lot of Glup Shitto conversations that I see on the internet go off the rails immediately, and they just start naming their favorite background characters. So we're going to try and be a little more structured with the discussion today, and mostly talk about the characters who existed previously in old shows, cartoons, comics, novels, who've been brought into like present day media.
And it has it's like a lot of people would be kind of like doing the whole Leonardo DiCaprio whistling at the TV sort of meme, right? It's just like that. Oh my God, that's it. It's not like me and Rhea's. It's like I might, if I can start the conversation, I'll go right to Rhea after this.
Let's go.
It's like when we saw Baby Yoda for the first time. Now that is a slight diversity, a slight change in the Glup Shitto right off the bat again. But it's like when you see a Yoda alien, it blew everybody's mind. And there we go, Grogu on a green screen, a headless Grogu, awesome. But it's like it blew everybody's mind that there was this baby Yoda, and it's just like everybody's just losing their shit. So,
and in my research, Baby Yoda was the first one that I saw who was referred to as Glup Shitto.
Oh, was it?
It probably didn't help that he didn't have a real name for a long time, so they're like, fuck it, he's Glup Shitto.
So just the race of alien is considered a Glup Shitto.
An alien Shitto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Rhea, what do you? This is good because I can't remember much of the conversation in the car except for the fact we were having a lot of fun talking about it. So, what about you, Rhea? What was when you think of that? What's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
Well, I'm a little scared. None of mine are actual true Glup Shittos, but the
Great start.
Yeah, right. But the first one that comes to mind every time Glup Shitto comes up, besides Grogu, is Max Rebo. And I don't actually know if is he a true Glup Shitto?
Yeah, he showed up in Book of Boba.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. I remember online people were doing what did they call it? Glup Shitto watch as like Mando and Book of Boba and all those shows were coming out. Every week people would be like, oh my God, is my Glup Shitto gonna show up?
But okay, as a newbie to this, is that really a Glup Shitto? Because it was in one of the films.
It was in a film.
It wasn't like
he comes
on
back
the comics or something.
But he's a background character, right?
It's not like Luke popping in.
So like someone who's seen Return of the Jedi once and then is watching Book of Boba, they're gonna maybe clock Max Rebo on the screen, but they're probably not going to. But all the hardcore fans are losing their shits.
So they're probably going to confuse him with Neil. That's what
Neil is in the same race. Racist.
No, different race. What is wrong with you? How can you say that?
Wow.
Who's knows to get canceled.
Steve,
So
again.
With that being said, would that mean though that Johnny Big Nose from episode 4, when he shows up in the Mandalorian, first episode of Mandalorian, I can't remember the race. So now I'm the racist.
That's racist. Now Steve 3 is canceled.
He doesn't see race. So
no, just the guy, the spy from episode 4.
Oh, Garandan.
Garandan. There you go. So when we see a Garandan pipe up a taxi cab, is that a Glup Shitto or is that just another?
I would call that a Glup Shitto, yeah.
It's a mild one. It's a low level.
See, I don't know, because
it's not him.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Would it be considered
building
a race Shitto?
Yeah.
Race Shitto.
Like a branch off of Glup Shitto?
I agree with that.
100%.
This is where I think this is going way off too crazy. It's called world building.
Yes.
This is the Star Wars universe. There's
I remember that was one of Rob's big complaints with the sequel movies is they didn't bring back a lot of the original alien races. They introduce new ones. So I feel like the root of Glup Shitto is fan service, for better or worse.
Yeah.
And you could absolutely argue that the guy who looks like Garandan in Mando was put in there for fan service.
And I totally agree with Hosenose. It is world building. But when you haven't seen that alien since 1977, all of a sudden it's just like, thank you. That's what I needed.
So that was calculated, right? Like they put him in there on purpose.
Yeah. Sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
So I was going to make sure that we all get our words in. So we have a Glup Shitto, we have a fan service, and we also have an Easter egg, right?
Sure.
So
I mean,
there is a definition between the three, right?
Tomato.
Yeah,
in certain
there's
cases.
gray areas for sure. Like, what's the difference between an Easter egg and fan service?
Big time. Because an Easter egg is something that's just in the background, and if you see it, you see it. Fan service is Ponda Baba and Dr.
So you're talking. So the difference is in the execution, whether it's
if it's something that just completely derails the plot or has no purpose moving for the plot. Even like I will say it, 3PO in Rogue One shows up.
Yes,
why?
awful, terrible.
No reason, just so he can be in every movie.
Brutal fan service. Yeah,
but that's not a Glup Shitto.
Oh, well, Glup. I would say the Ponda Bab, but that's the first one I mentioned. I think in the conversation was Ponda and Evazon, because it was jarring, and all the people were like, "Oh my god, look at that!" And
unnecessary too, right? It doesn't add anything to the show.
Well, it doesn't have to be necessary or unnecessary. I mean, Baby Yoda was extremely necessary.
So we're gonna go around, and that way.
I think it sounds like we still have to establish things first.
But this is where it could. But this is what could make it fun, is that if we go around, we'll say, okay, this is what I think, and then we can discuss if it is or not. And we got 3 categories that it could fall into.
No, I'm not. Okay. So then, Steve, you're trying to make one rail 3 now. So, Steve, I'm going to let you start then. Go ahead, Steve. 3.
So, would the 501st flag hanging in Maz's cantina be a Glup Shitto?
See, I knew someone's going to bring that up, and I actually wrote that down. I nicknamed that a fan shitto.
Prop Shitto.
Shitto. I was gonna say
prop shit. I got one for you know the one I'm gonna bring up for prop shitto.
I'm gonna call that.
I would also call
an
that
Easter egg. That's an Easter egg.
It's there and it doesn't derail the scene.
Doesn't derail.
The camera doesn't like zoom in and like.
I'm gonna
backtrack it though. The 501st existed before that though. The idea of the 501st in episode 3.
7.
Episode 3. 501st is.
Sorry, I was talking about the flag.
Based. That was a fan shitto because the name came from the original 501st. And so that was the 501st people knew that was a nod to them, and they're whistling at the TV, and so that flag is more the Easter egg, as Hosenose is saying, because it was already established as, hey, we recognize you, just like R2KT. When R2KT popped up on the screen, everybody who knew who that was connected to.
So that's not a Glup Shitto?
That is
100%.
That's 100%.
So are we saying the flag is or isn't?
It's a prop Shitto.
Now we got 4. So now we got 4.
Glup Shitto is just a fun internet thing to say Easter egg.
Yeah.
That's all.
But like a Glup Shitto is typically a character, like a live being.
Yeah.
But prop shittos are absolutely a thing.
Yeah. As we talked about this, we started making up more shittos.
Right.
Yeah,
that's why. So I got told off for 3, and now we got 4.
No, I'm telling you off because you tried to lead to away from the shitto. But it's just like think of like biology. It's a part. It's a like you have. I don't know my biology as well, but
it's a genus or a subgenus.
Genus, subgenus.
Right. Next,
Glup Shitto is the thing. The prop.
I'm putting an X. I'm putting an X next to the flag.
So, Hosenose, do you dare bring up one character then?
Do it.
What?
Do it.
We're not judging. This isn't a tribunal.
Yeah.
Judging. I was only saying because I don't know a lot.
Steve, give us an example.
Okay. One example, the only one I can think of from alternate sources is Baron Sunterfell from the 181st Squadron, who's from the Rogue One books and comics.
Wait, is he in the Rogue One
He's
book?
in Rebels. He's in Rebels, right?
Did they bring him into Rebels? I don't know.
Who's the?
But in the
I
legend,
thought that was a different Baron guy.
Is it? Okay, that's
wrong,
why I don't memorize the names.
Yeah.
So hang on. So where did you see him then?
What do you mean? Where did I see him?
So you okay? He's in a book you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Did you see him on screen?
No. I was saying if we were going to bring one in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I got you now.
The Glup Shitto wish list.
Okay,
yes.
We'll hold the wish list.
I have a Glup Shitto wish list.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll definitely
Baron
have the wish
Fell
list
is on
at the
it.
end.
Yeah, I'm right there with you,
Okay.
Steve. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're talking about stuff we've seen,
Yes.
see now this is a one you can call it a prop club thing, or
Glup.
or as like I always say, it's just building the Star Wars galaxy. But the SE-14 blaster,
Prop Shitto.
Ooh.
prop Shitto, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Because that was
explain that one.
so that one originally was in a promotional shot of a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
So it's just a short little kind of pistol thing, and it was the stormtroopers never used them. They're never in the movies, and then I don't know where the first time I saw it was, but they've been bringing them in. It might have been in Mando.
I've seen them in Andor.
Yeah, Mando,
totally
Andor.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
all over the place now.
They're all over the
That's
place
my
now.
favorite blaster.
What's it called again?
Actually,
The
the SE-14.
Yeah, did that
I think-
Hosnose, did that ever show up in A New Hope at all?
No, because I remember when I was
What
was
blaster
building
was
my-
Ponda Baba using in the cantina?
It wasn't that one. I don't think that wasn't the one that was
It
laying on the
wasn't?
floor next to the arm. Was it?
I think it was a DL-44 version.
Was it? Oh,
My-
I can't. Yeah, I'm curious. I
Sounds like
remember
another.
when-
Sounds like another show. Spot that weapon.
But I remember when I was building my
I-
my
that
tie
could be another
costume, my
show.
very first tie costume, I was asking like, what's the standard blaster for sidearm for pilots? And it was never really established, but it kind of became like the MERN 5 or the SE-14 were like the two that people went to. I remember, and then I read this whole thing about where it came from and saw the picture and all that too.
It
Well,
looks
yeah,
kind
you
of
definitely
like
get a prop Shitto then.
Yes.
Put a tick next to yours.
Yep, put a tick.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I'm on the board.
I love it. That's great.
It says here he has a
yeah.
Blastech SC-14C.
Boom.
Oh.
There you
It
go.
looks. I see the picture. It looks a lot like the one you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
See?
Well,
I
once
knew
again,
it.
I'm wrong.
No. That totally.
And I'm
worked.
leaving the show.
I thought he used that.
All right, Rob.
Well, there you go.
No, I'm going to go back to Rhea and then I'll go to Jamie.
Oh, I have to think of another one.
Yeah.
We got about 45 minutes. Yeah.
It's not from like other media, it's from the movies, but I think everyone here is very aware of Wilbur Hood.
Yeah.
And specifically his Camtono,
Yeah.
which
Prop
at the
Shitto.
time didn't have a name, so 2 in 1.
There you go. Definite prop
Love
Shitto.
Yeah.
It is a huge popular one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
Hands up
we-
if you Wilbur Hood, by the way. If you've done the Wilbur Hood.
I've dabbled.
I have.
Yeah.
Jamie, you've done it.
Jamie, I got you posing like you're on top of a football trophy.
There's my Camtono is right up there.
I got a memory come through the other day of me and you dressed in orange with ridiculous mustaches on.
Nice. That's all part of it. It's great.
Sorry, Jamie, I cut you off.
But yeah, sorry, that I was just gonna say, so like for those that don't know or maybe aren't aware of Wilbur Hood and the Camtono, he shows up in Empire for all of a second and a half carrying an ice cream maker, which the costuming community has latched onto immediately. But then in Mando, they actually bring the Camtono back and use it as like a transport for money. I guess.
Practical storage container.
That's easily like the biggest prop Shitto I've ever seen.
Because up until Mando, when Jon Favreau decided to bring it back and give it a name, it was considered to be a computer core or some sort of drive that they had.
Right.
That was the fan theory behind why he was carrying an ice cream maker. But the funny thing is, do you know why it's called the Camtono?
No.
Mm.
Nope.
So I'll let you know. The Camtono,
Hope so.
the Camtono was called
Cruelties.
Camtono due to a meme that was going around the social media of a young child
Why
that
did you
couldn't.
put that in quotes?
Because Steve always does it. Steve always says the gram.
Uh,
So there was something going around of a young child that couldn't say ice cream, and every time they want to say ice cream, he said Cantono. They no, what is this? They go Cantono, and it was ice cream. Hence why they called the ice cream maker the Cantono. Look it
cool.
up.
I like it.
Prove
There you
me
go,
right.
kid.
I'm not
Awesome.
doubting you, sir.
No, I'm taking your word for it. I refuse
Yeah.
to look that up.
I refuse
Yeah.
to doubt Steve 3.
But it's so cool because it became a practical thing that we can now see. So we see it with Mando, we see it with Cobb Vanth. We now see it as a security carrying thing, which is kind of cool. We'll see it again and again. Good job,
sweet.
Rhea.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
A couple things before we go to Jamie. One, check out the video I did on Wilbur Hood and the history of Wilbur Hood. It's on our YouTube channel. Second of all, Steve 3, do you have my Camtono or does Aaron have my Camtono? Because there's candy still inside it.
Oh,
Steve
Hose
Toe-
Nose, not
Steve 2
Steve 3.
has your
Yeah.
Oh, Steve 3,
Yeah.
sorry. Steve 2. I apologize. Hose Nose.
yes.
You have my Camtono?
It's next to my vacuum formed Terry Chew ice cream maker.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. I'll make sure to get the candy out of it. I think it's gone bad by now. So,
Too late.
Probably.
did you
Did
eat it?
I ever show off my amazing Camtono?
No.
The one
Oh,
that,
the signed one?
yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Yes,
Okay.
you did.
Okay.
Oh,
Then
that's
I'll-
so
then I'll
nice.
leave it.
Show it
Please
to,
take
for
a
all the
picture
people
of it, no.
listening.
And that is
Yeah.
amazing.
That's why I'm not
Yes.
going to get it out because you guys hate show and tell. So I'm not going to
Well,
get it out.
who signed it for Pete's sake? Who signed
Everybody, I was able to go to the Mando premiere, and I went dressed as Cobb Vanth, and I took my Camtono so I could carry my stuff because my pants were too tight. So I took my Camtono. It's like to carry my wallet and
Why were
phone.
your
Like a-
pants
sounds like
tight?
a
Were you
flag.
just
Have you seen
excited
Cobb
for
Vanth's
Mando?
pants? So
That's all
I
look
took it
at.
with me, and I decided that I didn't realize how blessed I was going to be to get to meet everybody from the show as they came in and walked by before the premiere. So I just stuck my Camtono out and asked them to sign it, and it became this vessel of signatures of everybody that worked on Mando, which is now
Dude, that's
priceless
so
to me.
cool.
Yeah.
So
That's
cool.
amazing.
It's
That's
amazing.
priceless to pretty much everyone, dude.
Yeah. Even Spanish Burt Reynolds signed it.
Spanish, but yes, he did actually. He did, and we had a conversation about his glasses. Yeah,
Oh,
it was great.
amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
All right, Jamie, give me your Glup Shitto.
Dude, where to start? So we got the first thing on my list was literally everyone in Rogue One. But I think we've talked about that. Actually, you know what? I'll stick with Rogue One for a little bit because that's basically Glup Shitto the movie. Red and Gold Leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Red and Gold Leader showing up during Act 3. And technically, like it depends how you want to define it, but they were in A New Hope. They were in a movie, like a mainstream movie. They had lines, but I would say that them being in the climax of Rogue One was fan service. Therefore, I would consider them to be Glup Shittos because, again, you have a theater full of nerds whistling and pointing at the screen, and people that don't know are like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
So we have a question for
Can
Steve 3.
Can I counter
You with the
that as
finger?
not? Can I counter that with not being fan service? Only because it actually was poignant to the story, and they were blessed with having the outtakes they had from the original New Hope. So they were
Yeah.
different scenes, but specific for an attack run,
Mhm.
which made sense to what we were watching on
Yeah,
the movie, and they
I
would have
second
been
that
there.
argument.
that one, I totally agree. That's just fan service done well, which
Right.
didn't happen a lot in Rogue One.
But it's like being able to bring the original,
We get it. Jamie doesn't
the
like
original
Rogue
back,
One.
right? So
I'm just saying there was a lot of ham-fisted fan service in Rogue One. If you disagree, fight me. But yeah, that was really well done fan service.
mm,
Having those two in there, that was,
But it was cool.
really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, it was awesome.
yeah.
Image Tech, who first of all, backtrack a little bit here. He did mention the SC-14 was in Rogue One as well.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
but also as mentioned Blue Squadron Rogue One. I don't think that's Glup Shitto, or was it? I don't know. Was Blue Squadron mentioned in the books? Because if it was, that definitely would be.
I think it's in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it was in the comics,
it was
and
part
I
of
would
like an original cut of A New Hope or something like that.
then I would say that would be Glup Shitto for a
Would
lot of
Merrick?
people.
Would it be
Yeah.
Merrick? General Merrick would have been part of that too.
Well, he was the leader.
He
of
was
Blue
the- he
Squadron,
was-
right?
Yeah, leader of Blue Squadron with that
Yeah.
beautiful mustache.
I love that guy. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah. That's cool.
I would first okay, so this is one that I got me thinking beforehand, and Tony brought it up earlier on the show. Boba Fett is his first appearance. I would say, see, when I was talking to you, Jamie, you were talking about the OG Glup Shitto, and a lot of people could make an argument for Boba Fett just because of the holiday special. Now he's in a movie sort of thing, but then back then nobody really cared as much. It's just like nobody watched the holiday special.
And
But
that
there,
like, Boba was that was calculated and timely, right?
yes,
Like
yeah,
they put him in the holiday special. They had him in the parade because Empire was coming out,
Yes.
and he was going to be a kid. It's not like 40 years down the
Yes.
line after he was only in the holiday special. Now he's got his own show.
yeah. But then I would make an argument that in episode 2, all the Boba Fetts, every single clone is a friggin' Boba Fett. That is the Glup Shitto. I would say that is the one
I'd
of
say
the
every
biggest
clone
Glup
was a-
Shittos.
No,
at that time.
I'm gonna counter because this is what we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
They would all be Django Fetts because Boba was an untainted.
They were
Clan.
Django's.
So they were all
Django
Django.
Shittos.
I'm
Django
with you
Shitto.
on that. Yeah, Django
Or
Shitto.
shitty Django's.
Yeah, well, but it was all about
Shitto
the
Fett.
tea. It was all about the tea, so much so that we got every clone had to be related to Boba Fett. Every Mando had to look like a Boba Fett. It was just Boba Fett lore, and just based on his face looked like a tea. It was just it's just all about the Boba Fett, and I think that is one of the major ones.
Never thought about that one before.
Clone Wars, they didn't have to go, oh, he's connected to Django and Boba, because when we saw that kid, when we saw that kid in episode 2, we were just like, we were so excited to see Boba Fett as a kid, and we see his face, and now we know what Boba Fett looks like. So, anyways, that was the one I want to bring up as well. But Rhea, it's your turn. I want to hear what you have to say.
I'm surprised you haven't brought this up, but Nine Numb.
I guess so. He's a mild one. Yeah,
He was in the sequels though, right?
definitely.
Yep.
Yes,
All
definitely.
3 of them.
I think pretty much, if not 2 of the 3, first and last.
So then, wait,
He's-
does this not
He
get
is
into
in all
what,
3. Yeah,
does
yeah.
it not get into what you're talking about with the internet discussions going off and railing about, like, talking about their favorite background characters?
He's an
Yeah,
ongoing
mine's
character.
a borderline
That's
just
why it's mild.
Easter
for me.
egg.
Yeah.
Mild.
Yeah.
And it is, 20 years later, they bring him
That's
back.
like-
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like saying
a long
Leia is
time.
as well, right? That's like saying Leia's a Glup
Yeah,
Shitto.
but
She's key to the
Leia's
story.
more of an important character.
She's a star. Yeah, she's not
Yeah.
she's the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a B
Yeah.
plot.
Dude, I saw they stuck him in the Rise of the Resistance ride.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. That was a
They-
lovely. That was a
Yeah.
right shitto.
Yeah, he's
Right,
the
shit. Category 5.
Another name for
he's the
Uber.
guy. He's the guy that flies the shuttle. He flies the shuttle for you.
Yes.
halfway through the ride,
And acted
Along
by
with
Mike
Admiral-
Quinn.
Yeah.
along with
Mike
Admiral
Quinn did
Akbar.
Okay, Steve 3. Before I get to you, this one's a shout out to you. The dancing holographic clowns
Oh,
and the
hell
skeleton
yeah.
crew.
Yeah.
So that
Glup
was
Shittos for sure.
Thanks, because that was going to be my next one.
Oh,
It was gonna
Was
be
it
the-
really?
Well,
It was going to be the ringmaster, not the clowns. The ringmaster
Yeah,
that shows
yeah.
up. But is it a Glup Shitto or is it just
Oh,
is
it
I would call that a
to me-
Glup Shitto.
Yeah, it totally was.
Yeah,
100%
so-
excited.
If it is, then the ringmaster, because I was excited to
Yeah.
see him, especially
Their
for
tights
something.
got tighter.
Yeah, because the guy in green coming out, twirling and bringing on all the performers, like that's something which some people have never seen before because they've never watched the holiday special. And to be honest with you, doesn't exist in the mind's eye of Lucasfilm and Disney, really. So it was amazing to see it come back on because it was from there. So yeah, that was cool to see and fun to see. So yeah,
It was.
Did I accidentally steal your next one? I apologize.
Yeah.
I wasn't intending.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
Then here, take
maybe
another
wait.
one. I'm so sorry. I was excited to connect it with you. So
it is what it is. At least we're getting crowd participation. I like it.
Yeah. No,
so-
that's a really good one though.
So what I'll do is I'll cut back and I'll steal another one from the holiday special real quick and just say
Do it.
Boba Fett's blaster rifle, the one he
Drop
uses.
Shitto!
Shitto.
That's another one from the
It's
holiday
on my
special.
list.
Never
Yeah.
existed. We'd never
Great
seen
one.
it, and then we see it as a practical effect. So that was kind of cool, and to be
That's
used
great.
as the
Awesome.
electric shock, tuning prong on the end. So
Yeah.
were you guys expecting there to be the big giant dinosaur ride as well? I was kind of half expecting to see that.
wait, isn't that supposed to be the mythosaur or not? Am I wrong?
I don't know. No, I don't
in,
think so.
in the holiday special, isn't it supposed to be?
I don't know.
Not
question.
mythosaur.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
All right, how's those?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Come back to me.
All right,
I
Jamie.
I didn't think
My
about.
turn?
I'm just gonna say.
Sorry, go ahead,
I
Joseph.
think I semi misunderstood the assignment.
Just roll with it,
I
Steve.
I thought.
Roll with it.
What's it?
Just
Yeah, no.
roll with it, man. Just
I
roll
thought you were
with it.
saying that you're like look up ones that aren't in this anything now.
I mean, have you got any on your wish list?
Yeah, but that was my one
Do
thing.
it. Do
Okay.
it. Yeah.
But
It
can
is
you
a-
think of a character that was in a book or off screen that made an appearance on screen, whether it's TV or movies? That's kind of it. And then it sometimes it's a major character and sometimes very minor, but sometimes it's just like, oh my gosh, it's that guy. So Steve 3.
I got one for you, Steve.
Yes.
The torture droid from Return of the Jedi who shows up as in Jabba's palace in Book of Boba Fett, voiced by the amazing Matt Berry.
Yeah,
EV99.
Okay,
Eve 99. Yeah, definitely. But I would also add to that, Steve 3.
no, let's let Steve say it first.
Okay.
Steve, have you got any other ideas?
I'll also add to that, Rob.
Well, there's the Barry Shitto. If you've ever watched that TV show, how he's always trying to get a role in Star Wars. You know what I'm talking about, Steve?
Yeah.
How Matt Berry is always that
Oh.
character on what? Help me out again. What's the name?
Toast
of the
of
show?
London.
Toast of London. Yeah, he's always talking about how he's trying to get a role into Star Wars, and finally Matt Berry, his voice is in a role of Star Wars. I thought that was really cool. So that's like a deep dive of the fans of that show. By the way, Allie
know
Williams
that
is
girl.
it? I recognize her. So
You got different hair.
Yeah. For those listening,
So-
we were all waving. Hi, Ali.
I mean, you couldn't hear me waving on my mic.
Yeah, there's no ASMR for waving.
you can say hi. You can say hi.
Okay, so Hosen, will come back to you. I'll give Jamie the
Yes.
next one.
All right. I'm going deep cut on this one. I'm calling out Republic Commando Squad Delta in Clone Wars.
So explain
So,
that again. Help me out.
The Republic Commando video game came out, and God, so many years ago now. It's got to be like 25 years. One of my favorite games, and one of the best Star Wars games ever. They made an appearance in Clone Wars. It was unmistakable because they had like the same paint scheme on their armors and everything. It was great. But yeah, they were there for a moment.
Was it
but
Clone Wars, or didn't they make an
was Clone Wars.
appearance in Bad Batch as well?
Bad Batch had Republic Commandos in it, but not that specific squad.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So like the squad that shows up in Clone Wars is the squad from the game.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that. So what episode?
Yeah.
Do you know what that was?
I don't remember the
I
episode.
don't
Off the top of
remember
my
that
head.
scene.
It was later. So like, I want to say season 4 or 5, but I didn't write it down. But yeah, that was very cool to see the Republic Commando Squad show up.
That's cool. I got a major prop shitto, at least major, I think. Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in episode 7. which we never really get an answer to how Maz Kanata got it. But when that sucker came out of the box, people were losing their mind. Like, how the heck did you get that from Bespin? And so, and
Story
it
for
teased,
another time.
yeah. And you know what? No matter what you say about the sequels, and I know Steve has a lot to say about the sequels, but it kind of teased like, are we going to know more about this? What's going on? What's happening? How'd they get this? And it wasn't really played on after that. It was just chucked over the shoulder and onto green milk from a cow or something. So
I read that episode 7 was supposed to open with the lightsaber hilt and Luke's hand floating in space and
Yep.
then going into the atmosphere of Maz's planet.
yes,
but not
That's
burning
how-
up.
no,
Yeah,
it's-
I don't know. The hand would burn up, I guess, but not the
Adamantium.
saber. I don't know. Yeah.
that's how Tumbling Saber got their podcast name from that
Ah,
scene, that deleted scene.
Nice.
So the Tumbling Saber. All right, Rhea, your turn.
I forget his name, but Darth Maul's brother.
Savage.
Yeah.
Savage.
I
Sounds like a
remember
clone.
reading about him in, I don't remember the author, but it was like a book specifically about Darth Maul and him having a brother, and I thought that was so freaking cool. And then he came to life in Clone Wars.
Oh, that's so cool. I wasn't aware it was
Is it
from a book.
Shadowhunter?
That sounds right, but it's been so long since I read it.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's
really
awesome. I forgot he was previously mentioned before they brought him into Clone Wars. That's a really cool one.
Hmm.
Steve 3, your turn.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go back to Jamie's favorite movie, Rogue One, because I'm not sure if this is or not. But is Sol Guerrera?
I mean, it's in Rogue One. It probably is.
Is Sol Guerrera, was he a Glup Shitto when he first appeared on the
Yes.
screen? Okay.
100%.
Really?
Yes.
because he would have been written
Oh.
in
I
some of the
remember.
legends, right?
Yeah, the comments on the trailer where he shows up before the movie came out is like, "Oh my god, who's that? Who's that?" And I remember someone saying, "That's Saw Gerrera."
Mhm.
From
in the
Clone
comics before the
Clone
movie came
Wars
out.
or from
Yeah.
a book?
Yes,
Okay.
from
Clone Wars.
from Clone Wars. Yeah,
I didn't know if he
100%
existed
Glup
in
Shitto.
any of the novels or anything before Clone Wars, even.
As far as I know, they introduced him in Clone Wars. I like
Okay.
that one. Yeah, I never thought of that. But yeah, check another one off for Rogue One.
I remember people talking about it was the first time a character from Clone Wars made it to live action. That was
Right.
the biggest push that happened at that time. So, Image Tech, I've got you on that
100%
one.
Thrawn.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll put this one up right now. We missed Thrawn coming in from the that was one of on my list, but definitely
That's
let's
pretty
talk
huge.
about it now. Thrawn was a huge Glup Shitto because people wanted him so much to be on live action screen. And when we got him on
complained
Rebels,
We got him in
Crazy.
Rebels.
we got him
beforehand.
Rebels, but
Yeah.
a lot of people are still like, I still want to see him on live action. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
a definite
that's
big
awesome.
one here.
Yeah.
Steve 3, Hosno, sorry.
Okay, what about I was blanked on his name. Biggs.
Biggs Darklighter.
Yeah,
So
he was in the cut. He was cut from the original movie,
Mhm.
right? And he was in all the books and everything else. And then he shows up later in the special editions when they reintroduced the cutscene.
Yeah.
And then in the I forget what series it was. Was it one of the animated ones where he's like,
Yeah, he
Look
was
at
in Rebels as well. A young one, right?
Was it him or
Biggs
was it?
in
I
Rebels?
think that was Wedge.
Oh, was it Wedge?
Wedge
Okay,
and
we did
Hobby are
Wedge.
in Rebels.
okay,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they brought Biggs in.
Okay.
But that is a good one because I remember people talking about Biggs, and all of a sudden here he is in the ship, and like, what's going on here? Then when we see him in the special edition, people are like, oh my god, there's a scene, special edition. People liked it.
They actually
So-
cut him down a lot in A New Hope. He had a scene beforehand, like when Luke was still on Tatooine before Aunt
Yeah.
Beru
Yeah.
and Uncle Owen got crispified. Where
I
he's
think he
talking
wore a
about
cape.
defecting to the
Right.
rebellion.
Which could
Yeah.
lead someone to another one. Let's carry on.
Go for it.
No, we'll go around the horn. I don't
All
want to
right,
take
all
the glory.
But I like that one, Hosno. So there you go. You did. Yay.
yay!
Yeah. All right. So Jamie, your turn.
All right. I consult the list here. So this was a funny one. I'm calling out my boy Wedge. So Wedge Antilles was in the original trilogy as just like X-Wing pilot. He had lines. He showed up a decent amount for not a main character. But then like seriously, just in like a 1.5 second, like Will-Row long scene, he shows up in episode 9 as a gunner on the Falcon. And I think he has a line. They just quickly cut to him. He says a line, and then they're back to the action. And that's totally one of those.
But is
they brought
that
Dennis Lawson back?
but is that fan service where he just has a line?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I mean,
Why
this is
cut
all
to
fan
him?
service, I
Like,
think.
well, and that's the thing is like, yes, it's fan service, whether it's ham-fisted or not, but it's still fan service. He didn't need to be there. They didn't need to cut to him. It's cool that we got Wedge Antilles back. But like, what's he been doing this whole time?
He obviously got hurt because he can't fly a ship anymore.
Right? He's just old. I get it, man. You just want to sit in a chair that rotates for you. You don't even have to move.
I like that one. Definitely. I'm going to mention one Tony mentioned earlier. I like this one. It did cross my mind. This is what it's a weird one. E.T. in episode episode 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. It's a cross franchise Glup Shitto.
Yeah, it's a cameo Shitto.
A cross.
It's just-
Where was ET?
he was
He
okay.
was
So
in,
you know,
Coruscant.
Steve.
Sorry, in Coruscant, in the Senator's circle, in the flying rings.
And when the hovering wings.
Whenever they cheered, you could see 3 ETs doing this.
like
in their little-
super far in the back. They're like
Kind
this
of.
big on the screen.
Yeah.
You could,
Okay.
They weren't
Yeah.
super
Close
far,
enough,
but
you
when
could
you pause it, you
Oh.
could clearly like.
I
Yeah.
think you can hear them
Mm.
feet slapping on the floor like a fish.
Yeah, one of them's got a glowing
Like
finger.
Neymar.
Yeah.
when I was watching Andor the other night and all the Senate scenes,
You were
I was
looking for it?
around.
Yeah,
and,
Where's
like,
the
they put him
ETs?
in there.
Yeah.
Where's the representation?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Like that. Rhea.
I think this. I don't totally know if this is a Glup Shitto, maybe a race Shitto, but the Bothan spies.
Have we seen a Bothan spy?
I don't think we've seen the Bothans yet.
Not in live action.
Because there was
Oh, really?
Yeah.
a lot of people
have
were
we seen him
getting.
in something?
They
a lot
were
of people
in
have been getting
Battlefront.
mistaken between
Yep.
Return of the Jedi and Star Wars, right? Because
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say after watching Andor, when are we going to see the Bothans? But we don't hear about the Bothans until Return of the Jedi on Death Star 2.
That's right.
So we're not going to
Mm.
see him in Andor.
Yeah.
But she says many Bothans died to get us this
You
information.
you called out something really good that I think might have been missed
What?
about the Bothans
They
and
died.
where they did
Done.
actually
Many
appear.
of them died.
What? I'm confused.
No, I think people just keep talking over you when you mention it. I heard it again. Just rub. Shh. Everybody, shh.
They were in Battlefront.
Yes,
That's how I
They
know
were in-
about them.
they were in the original Battlefront game
Where?
as like a class
You could play them.
Shitto.
Class Shitto.
Was it Game
they-
Shitter?
Game shit.
Now,
Game
in
Shitto.
the books, weren't they described as like cat-like people?
They look kind of
don't remember.
cat-like in Battlefront.
Do they? Okay, those
Yeah, they have like
wolf sort of. Yeah.
Or
ears.
Long
Backseat.
faces.
Tabaxi, if all you D&D nerds.
Yeah.
I like that call out. I had forgotten the Bothans were in a video game.
This almost makes me want to go play it again.
No, it's like the OG Battlefront.
Oh,
The good
like
ones.
on the 3.5-inch floppies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Not that old.
new OG Xbox that era.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Steve 3, your turn.
I'm going to go with another animation show because they're the best. And I'm going to go with the original Macquarie concept C-3PO that came back as an assassin droid and was one of the best things I've ever seen.
Love it.
Good
Ooh.
call. Good call.
Rebels was amazing for
Yes.
integrating Macquarie concept art.
Yeah.
Zeb.
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
Zeb is the original
too.
Chewbacca, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great
And
call.
then Zeb was a Glup Shitto in Book of Boba.
Yes.
And the fact he's also made another appearance in an upcoming
Trailer.
trailer. Yeah, with
Yeah.
Mando
Trailer
Grogu.
Shitto.
Yeah.
Trailer Shitto.
Not a shitty trailer. So
Is anyone
Also-
keeping count of the amount of Shittos we've established tonight?
So many, I've lost count.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
when Rob edits this, there'll be the little counter he'll put up on
We
the-
can't edit
yeah.
live,
I
baby.
will
What?
totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing I will do.
Rob loves editing.
Yep.
Yay. I do like editing. I just don't like editing that much. Pose nose, your turn.
Okay, I was thinking about this. I forget what the type of alien what Salacious Crumb is.
Oh,
The
a
Kowakian
Quakian,
monkey lizard.
Quacky
Quakian?
monkey or whatever.
Quaking, something like that.
I just remember I think it was in like one of the first few episodes of Mando, and they're like panning through a market, and you can see somebody roasting them on a spit, like some
Yes.
vendor.
With some in the cage
Yeah.
watching them cook his
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
I hated
that's a good-
that.
And I remember watching that and me doing the freak out and pointing at that, and Amy was watching. And she's like, "What?" And I explained it to her. She's like, "That's stupid."
Exactly.
And then we got this whole discussion about like ham-fisted, fan service or not, right? And this whole thing. So,
That was totally
Definitely more on the ham-fisted side.
but this is where I see. This is where I got into. I don't find it as fan service because it's something just panning in the background.
Yeah.
Right? They're just panning across the market. They're setting the scene. It wasn't like some guy stopped and said, "Hey, do you want some quacky wack monkey on a stick?" Blah blah blah.
We named him Salacious.
Meanwhile, the plot's going on that way.
Yeah.
He's just getting in front of the camera while it's panning. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right, Jamie.
So this one's going to be debatable, but it was one of my favorite ones. Bo-Katan showing up in live action
Yeah.
from the Clone Wars and Rebels with the same actress that did her VO in the animated stuff. It wasn't that much time, but I would definitely call that a Glup Shitto, mostly just because like the people who watch Clone Wars and Rebels are freaking out, and the people who didn't have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. And the fact you get the same actress, it also sparked so we're getting Ashley Eckstein. That's discussion as well.
Yeah.
So before I get mine, we got here. I'm assuming this is Malcolm, by the way. How the original Millennium Falcon design showed up in Skeleton Crew. I wasn't aware of this.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
fun
a great
fact,
call-out.
I picked up a Hot Wheels diecast of the original Mercury concept Millennium Falcon while I was at Celebration. I'd never seen it before.
Sick.
And it was there in a Hot Wheels special edition, I guess. And so I'd have it.
That's
It was cool. It was cool. I was excited.
Yeah. Did you like whistle and point at the thing?
It's the original Millennium Falcon. You know what, Jamie? I'm not even making it up for the fact you mentioned it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I was like,
Boy, Shitto.
Ali,
Add it onto the counter.
Look, it's the original. I have to buy it, right? So you have to explain the story of why it's poignant to buy something when you've got to stop spending money on shit. Right? So yes, I did do that.
Awesome.
I think that's the best way to
I
judge a Glup Shitto is when you are excited and you turn to somebody and they're looking at you like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What do you talk? Why are you so excited about that?"
And and
100%.
he's right. It had to be quashed because it looked too much like the Eagle from Space 1999.
Yeah.
But they did take the cockpit and put it onto the now new Falcon. So the cockpit of the original was used in the now known Falcon.
Yeah, that's a great call out. I love
Let me
that.
just do this.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
I'm going to do one more, and then we got to talk about our wish list here. I'm cheating a little bit. I'm going to a droid Shitto, IG-88 and R5D4. So R5 just making an appearance out of nowhere and then getting a role, that was pretty freaking sweet. But having IG-88/IG-11 and just seeing an IG droid in Mandalorian got a lot of people excited.
That's
as well.
pretty cool.
And everybody thought it was 88.
Especially because it gave IG-11 the blaster loadout that came with the figure.
Yes.
Like he had an E11 and like the DLT-20. And he's like dual wielding them.
Yeah.
That was great.
It went from a character who just stands there and has a movable head. Actually, even before that, his head was actually one of the things at Wooher's bar that just dispenses drinks. And then he puts it on a body, and now he's babysitting Baby Yoda. And it's just that's a long journey for that droid.
Love it.
So the wish list. I'm starting with Hose Nose. So because I know he's got a wish list here. But yes, Stephen, do you have a
Sorry,
question?
can we just because it was painful and in depth? Can we just sound off the ones that we found what we feel are, and then we can be done?
Sorry?
Before we go on to our wish list, can we just sound off the real Glup Shittos?
These
that we
were
got?
Glup Shittos.
No,
We
but I
need the
mean,
real ones.
Can we finish off our list of real ones just real
Oh,
quick?
you got
quick fire.
Okay, sure, Steve.
Oh, lightning round.
Lightning round. Sure, go for it.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Sorry.
Okay.
Apologies.
The Starspeeder 1000 that showed up in the latest TV show, I thought was a Glup Shitto.
Ship Shitto.
Ship Shitto. Old Man Rex in Empire Strike Return of the Jedi. Sorry, is that a Glup Shitto?
No.
Oh, good question. Well,
No?
what about
No.
in Rebels though? How Rex's costume evolves in Rebels to look like a rebel commander.
If we've had an action figure of it, it must be Old Man Rex, right?
Does it say Rex on the action figure? I know the answer to this. The answer is no.
So it's not a Glup Shitto. It's not a nod.
I would still call Rex's costume at the end of Rebels to be
I would agree with Jamie on that.
Costume Shitto.
Okay. The blue milk zoom in on Rogue One.
Sure, love it.
Okay,
100%.
And I think that's it.
Rhea, do you have any lightning rounds?
I have a 2 prop Shittos.
Yeah.
Ray's staff at the top of it is like a piece of Darth Maul's saber hilt, or at least it looks.
How did I miss that?
It does, yeah.
That's so cool.
It looks exactly like it. And then I don't know if this counts as a prop Shitto, but the Jedi communicator being a woman's razor.
Oh yeah,
I just like that.
That's just a fun fact.
That's
that's more like a BTS Shitto.
It's a chic Shitto.
behind the Shitto.
Yeah.
Behind the Shitto.
Behind the Shitto.
We're going back to my other camera now.
Yeah.
Hose Nose, do you have any lightning round ones?
Pass.
Jamie, do you have any lightning round?
And how? So we have Cad Bane in Book of Boba Fett, Black Chrysanthemum in Book of Boba Fett, Mac Rebo, Rhys. There's word that Rada the Hutt is going to be in Mando and Grogu, who was the baby Hutt in the original 3D Clone Wars animated movie.
Was it Stinky? Squishy?
Stinky.
Yeah, Stinky.
Yeah.
So he's going to be all grown up. We also have Ryder Rosati from Rebels in Ahsoka. And I think that's it.
I'll just a quick one. Jabba and Bib in episode 1 was a bit of a whistle.
I forgot about that.
So, I mean, Rogue One, or did I say Rogue One?
No, episode 1.
It was episode 1, right? Okay, yeah. And as Jamie says, anytime I see a Gran out there, I'm excited. So,
well, you got your Rhys in Book of Boba, right?
Yeah. I strongly believe that was Rhys in Book of Boba. So, and
makes sense.
You can't tell me otherwise. Prove me wrong. So, anyways,
is it written on the bottom of his foot?
It was totally written. Yeah, when he ran away, you could see it. If you enhance.
I did, Rob. I did do when I was watching Ahsoka. When the Grand Senator shows up and he's got the Rhys hands and not the Ask Ack hands.
Yeah.
I did the Leo DiCaprio point at the screen.
And Shitto.
Yeah. Hand Shitto.
But if Bo-Katan's a Glup Shitto, then why isn't Ahsoka a Glup Shitto?
Totally.
I would say
I mean,
when she showed
Ahsoka
up,
in Mando season 2, 100% Glup Shitto.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, that's great.
That was
Luke Skywalker.
I would actually, I would say Luke Skywalker is when he showed up at that last scene, people lost their mind. But at the same point, I was just mentioning that thing where if your neighbor has no idea what you're looking at, everybody knows who Luke Skywalker is. So I'm wondering if that was, or is that just like a major moment of excitement?
I mean, maybe it was like a pre-Glup Shitto. Because like when the X-wing flies in, and then
the singular X-wing,
yes, and then a dude in a black hooded robe with a green lightsaber with a familiar looking hilt and one gloved black hand starts fucking shit up. I lose my mind.
Was R2-D2 a
when
Glup
he pulled
Shitto?
his hood back, Christine was like, "Oh, Yeah, appreciate it.
I have one last one, and then we'll do a wish list. Darth Jar Jar in Fortnite trailer.
What?
Darth Jar Jar is going to be a character you can play in Fortnite.
Didn't Darth
Fancy.
Jar Jar-
Hey,
didn't
and
he,
another reason why I love Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite Steve. Hose knows. Yeah.
All right, so give me your wish
Wait,
list,
didn't-
Steve.
didn't
Hose
Jar
Nose
Jar
Lewis.
in the
Sorry?
in the Lego Rebuild the Galaxy movie. Didn't Darth Jar Jar show up in that?
Oh yeah. That's right. That's right.
Lego Shitto.
Hose Nose. Wish list,
Yes?
please. Give me a wish list.
Okay, my one thing, and I already mentioned it, was Baron Fell.
Oh, yeah.
181st.
There's no other ones?
Just having the 181st show up would be really
Yeah.
cool too. Just show me some TIE fighters with some red stripes on it and I'll lose my fucking mind.
Yep.
We'll do lightning round in this one as well. Steve 3, give me a wish list.
Old man. Oh no, I can't say I've done that one. So Dash Rednar. I would like
Good
to see
call.
Dash.
Yeah.
I hear we might be getting Jax, so that wouldn't be a wish list if he's coming.
Jax?
Like Jackson?
Jackson the rabbit?
Yeah, Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2 off my list. That's awesome though.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good
Mara
choice.
Jade. We might as well get on with it. We're getting teased
That's
crazy
true.
about her making an appearance, so let's just get on with it. And I think that's it.
Get on with it. Rhea?
There's this little frog creature from the from the Jedi games, like Jedi Fallen Order and whatever the other one's called. His name's Turgle. I love him.
But
Turgle.
what about Scuba Stev?
Scuba Steve! He's got an action figure now.
Dude, they have action figures now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Toy
also
Shitto.
Toy Shitto.
I also had from the cantina in A New Hope. There's that little like bat creature that goes up to the
Cabby.
Yeah, Cabby. Dexter from the Space Diner.
Hell
Oh, I'd
yeah.
like to see him
Mr.
again.
Jetster.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of got him in a really evil form in my favorite Clone Wars arc.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Race Shitto.
Ooh.
Yeah, but he wasn't
Yeah.
pulling up his pants.
No, his pants
He
were
wasn't wearing any.
firmly in position. Was he? He was wearing pants.
He was wearing robes. He was wearing a kilt.
We just had the tunic, and that was it.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve,
You're
for
just,
you-
just like Zap Branniganing it.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
like a really short.
Yeah, 100%.
Steve, I forgot who's the name of the droid that in Star Tours?
R2D2.
Rex?
C3PO. Rex.
Rex. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That was another Glup Shitto. That reminded me of.
Oh,
what Rhea was
yeah.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, he's shown up a couple times.
Yeah.
You know what else was a Glup Shitto? The probe droid in Obi-Wan. That got me going. When the probe droid came down in front of him and just
Ooh.
scanned it, that was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Dr. Ball.
I
No,
love
the
it.
probe droid. The one we see crash land in Empire.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that's a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
Doctor.
That's a
Dr. Ball,
different
yeah.
probe.
Different droid. Droid Shitto.
Jamie, wish list.
I mean, Mara Jade was firmly on my list.
Yeah.
A deeper cut tied to Mara Jade and Admiral Thrawn, Talon Card. I would
What
be
is
so happy
that?
if he showed
And
up.
Dr. Afra would be great.
Dr. Afra would be really cool. Yeah.
Hey, Steve. Shh. You're already
Talon
taking 3 of my
Card.
list.
Talon Card was the smuggler guy that Mara Jade was working for in the Heir to the Empire books. He was
Nice.
just like he was basically like a Lando if he just started his own like smuggling operation. He was like a smuggler king. He was really cool.
Nice. Anything else?
No, I think we've covered all mine.
Wait,
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
Go,
Steve.
Hose nose,
I
go,
got
go
one.
for it. Yes, I'll take it.
Piggy,
Piggy?
the Garmorian
Right?
X-wing pilot from the
From the
books.
books.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I do have one more. Sorry,
I think it's called Piggy.
Vort.
Yeah,
Was he in a thing, or that's your wish list thing?
no, that was
Mhm.
one of the wish list ones.
Oh yeah,
See how they
Piggy would be
crammed
great.
that into an X-wing.
yeah. But he was like a genetically engineered, like super smart Gamorrean.
Yeah.
So like he's in a dogfight doing like trigonometry to like figure out where everybody's gonna be, right? Yeah, he was awesome.
Hey,
Or what
Rob.
about Lieutenant Catch?
Rob, why don't you go
If
for
you walk
yours
into
and then
pilot.
then we can go to the chat because there's a good one in the chat.
Yeah, I just saw that
Yeah.
one. pop
Yeah.
up. All right,
Sorry,
so
I remembered one that I missed.
All right, so I will go through mine. This is complete greediness out of me. First of all, Gelspiel and Duncan Hickmap, the cloud car pilot. I just want to see more cloud car pilots. I just want to see more of those guys.
As long as they're
I need
holding
more
hands.
reference images.
Just holding hands. Tags and Binks. I want to see those two. I would love
Tag
to.
and Bing would be cool.
Tag and Binks would be great. You've mentioned Afra and the others. This is the stupidest one I have on my list. Lightman. Okay, do you know who Lightman is? It's a character was not used in Jabba the Hutt's palace. If you look up a character called
Oh, I've
Lightman,
heard of this.
Oh, right.
yeah, so
Wasn't it literally just a dude made of like flashlights?
yeah, they
Yeah.
couldn't use the
Yeah.
character because it didn't work in the show, and I just want to see them pull that off one
'Cause
time.
Why
thought
don't
that
you
would
why
be
don't
a
you
good idea,
cosplay
man.
that, Rob? Build
I
it.
will totally do
Build
that,
it.
dude.
That would be amazing.
Right after
That's
my
my Star Wars
Cloud Car
Celebration
pilot.
costume.
Yeah,
Lightman.
100%,
Yeah, yeah.
man. 2027, Rob comes as
Amazing.
Lightman. I love it.
And it's
Cap-
subsequently banned from every establishment
Yeah.
in LA.
I just looked at a picture of this. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
die
Yeah.
of electrocution.
Who thought
Walk
that
into
was
a
a good
puddle.
idea?
Okay, Steve 3, do you want to mention this one that's in the chat? I'll just pop it up right now.
No, go for it. That's why, yeah, go for it. Yeah,
Oh,
you've
yeah,
done it.
Prince,
Yeah,
Prince
Caesar,
Shizor?
Caesar,
Shizor.
Shizor.
yeah.
We did get his alien in one Rebels episode, was it?
Clone Wars and
Clone
Rebels.
Wars? Yeah,
The Feline show up as basically just random Black Sun members.
yeah,
but
but we
they're-
didn't get.
They're his exact
Shizor.
design. Nah,
Shizor would have been sweet.
he's a little too creepy, I feel like.
So I think that's a good call.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
call.
Yeah, Rob, sorry I forgot one.
Oh, go for
I
it.
don't
Go
know
for it.
how it's written down and everything. I just missed it. But mostly just, and I think this is a new category. I just want Rogue Squadron. I want
That's a good
Rogue
call.
Squadron Group Shitto.
Yeah.
Wow, if we're
Squadron
doing-
Shitto.
If we're doing group shittos, which sounds great, I would want to
All
bring
family here.
Scar Squadron, Task Force 99.
Oh,
That's who
yes.
I would bring back in.
Dude, that would be awesome.
We've
Nice
had him in
call.
comic books, but I'd love to see him in live action or animation.
That
That'd
would be
great.
sick. I love that sniper guy.
Hmm. Make
Rhea, any more?
No.
No. Hose Nose, any last calls? Any TIE pilots that you want to pull in there?
9.
9? 9 of them?
I got nothing.
You know who we didn't do after talking about special editions and cut scenes in Tatooine. We didn't do the comeback of Luke's friends in Book of Boba Fett when he goes into the canteen and they're in there drinking, and then he has that. big fight.
Yes, good call. That's a great
Oh.
one. See, this game goes on forever. We could
Yes,
do this like
exactly.
this is what happened
Yeah.
with me, Jamie, and Rhea in the car. We are just sitting there. We let it die for a bit. Car alarm goes off. Oh crap! Tag. What about R5D4 or something like that? So
yeah.
All right. That being said, anybody have anything to add outside the Glup Shitto discussion? Anything want anything to share with the crew? Jamie, did you have something you want to open for everybody, or was that off air?
Oh, we can do that off air.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Tony said this a few times and we've missed it every time. Darth
Oh,
Plagueis showing
my
up
God,
at the end
Darth
of
Plagueis.
Acolyte. Yeah.
That's a great call. Good call, Tony.
Darth
Wait.
Plagueis the Wise.
Good way to end it. All right, Rhea, thank you so much for this for joining us in this conversation. You rock. Jamie and me salute you. Thank you very much. Salute. All right. It even says on your name tag below.
I noticed.
Tell Rhea, where can we find you?
In the ether.
In the ether, but we can find you at troops here in the
Yep.
lower mainland because you are the
Mhm.
commanding officer of Falcon Base.
Yep.
You're our boss, and I'm second in charge. I was chosen, and she's regretting every minute of it. So, yeah. So Falcon Base, we usually troop with the 501st in the gang, right?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
And so you see her out there.
A person of few words.
Hose Nose, where can I find you?
You can find me on the gram, as the kids say, at Hose Nose Paints. I actually posted something the other day. that
Yes, I
had-
saw. It was great.
Oh, the
And
Orca?
Yeah.
Killer whale tank.
Yeah.
Killer whale tank.
Yeah, he's pretty tiny. Yeah, it's for a little concept model I was working on. That's it. That's the only place you can find me.
Steve 3, where can I find you?
Oh wait, I forgot my tagline. For all your mediocre D&D minis.
Can you make a T-shirt and sell it on your site?
Yes.
Dude, I would get that T-shirt.
I will.
Sorry,
I'll see
Steve
what
3.
I can do. Steve
Yeah.
3. Where can we find you, dude?
You can find me on Instagram, as I've heard many people call it. Shitspeckle Muppet Fart and Steve 3D.
The Instagram. You've actually been putting up some cool stuff lately, and I've been
I've been
share
able
as
to
much
do
as I
some
could.
cool shit. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun week of amongst a den of no fun, really. Just a horrible time to be alive. So yeah, we've been trying to make the most of it and enjoy the good things that are out there to enjoy. It's been a great couple of weeks.
It was cool to see your little collector game thing from Japan. I forgot the word.
That-
Oh,
yeah.
the gotcha balls.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm addicted to those. I've got so many
Yeah.
balls to unleash on you all. Seriously. I don't know if I'll go as in depth as the last one, but I'm definitely gonna put up my Jaws and my Aliens finds. They were great. Gotcha balls are best. Seriously.
Get your jaws on those balls.
Yeah.
Jamie.
You can find me on YouTube, on the Generation X-Wing podcast YouTube channel, the ongoing YouTube series Ready to Believe. We're still talking things Ghostbusters. I'm sure we'll have more to post as Rob gets less busy. I'm not going to get less busy, but it'll help if Rob's kind of poking and prodding me. And yeah, we'll get some stuff out. Yeah, I'm still having fun with Ghostbusters stuff. Ghostbusters Day is coming up.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, Josh, you missed the stream. But if you missed the stream or any stream before this, you can go to our YouTube channel where I have my show, the Outer Rim Rookie Show, on our Generation X-Wing podcast YouTube channel. I just recently released my my 3-part series and looking into the Walt Trooper Factory armor. And the recent one just came out last Wednesday. Where is my elephant? So
That was a good segue, Rob.
Dude, I had a lot of I shouldn't say fun. That's the wrong word.
Release. You have some release.
I felt very proud of that video. Actually, it's one of the few videos I'm super proud of doing, because it took a lot of effort and ideas to go behind and do that. So, don't forget, by the way, your Vegas balls. Sorry, gotcha balls. Ali wants to remind you. Ali wants to remind you about your Vegas balls.
No, basically, I found this because Vegas is dying, right? Yay! No one's going there, but they have just opened a whole shop of gotcha ball machines, like a huge, great, addictive place to go and visit and twist the gotchas and get your balls. So yeah, if anyone's addicted to getting balls like me, you need to go to Vegas.
You should say balls more.
You know what, Ali? If you don't want to mention something, don't mention something, because now I'm going to remember it and I'm going to talk about going to Vegas to play with the balls.
She's in the other room. You can just.
She can probably hear me right now. Yeah.
I really hope, off camera, she runs in and just starts beating him.
Anyways, I don't know where to go with that one. I'm also in Victoria in a couple weeks for the Cherry Bomb Toys event, and I know that a whole bunch of other people, including Malcolm's there. So so looking forward to seeing people at the Cherry Bomb event. So thanks a lot, everybody.
You
going to be there?
No, we talked about this.
I don't remember talking about this. Why aren't you going?
Way to call her out on live.
Yeah. Why aren't you calling out Jamie? Jamie's not going either.
Host Nose isn't going to be there the first
out.
day either. Actually.
I'm not going.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Looks like none of us are going.
I'm going one less day than you are, Host Nose.
Yeah.
You rebels defending each other.
Thanks for watching. Next week on the audio podcast, we are talking about Steve 3's choice. Is this right? Steve 3, this is your choice of movies? Total Recall.
It is.
So we'll see you in 1 week for that. Not 2 weeks. And join us for that movie review. It's a lot of fun. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
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 Now, for you guys who are live, we got to do the intro here. This is episode 463. So, Rhea, when I do the intro, I'm going to just basically tell what the episode's about, and then I'll say, and by the way, we have a special guest, Rhea. Say hello, Rhea.
You can let rip, Rhea.
Yes,
let it rip. Let those balls rip.
Fart on the mic.
Yeah.
I don't have one ready. I don't have one loaded.
We can come back to you.
Take a deep breath.
By the way, hey, we're to say Vegas is changing from gambling to more experiences. So
It
there you
is.
go.
It is. We could do another show on that too.
Sure. Okay. All right. So here's the intro here. It is episode 463 of the Generation X-Wing podcast, and we are talking about Glup Shitto. What is that? But we have a special guest to help us with that conversation. It's Pipsqueak Rhea. Say hello, Pipsqueak.
Hi.
Stay tuned.
Oh man, did it in a oneer.
Wow.
2 in a row. I can't believe I'm doing this. So Tony worked on a remake of Total Recall. I worked on the remake of Total Recall.
nice.
Oh wow, that's so
Ooh.
cool. That's awesome. Did you do like the 3-breasted thing, or was that
No.
the second one? No,
You-
those
you
4
was
worked
Colin
on the
Farrell.
third boob.
Colin Farrell and
Colin
Kate
Farrell had
Beckinsale
3
in the second one.
breasts.
They had 3 boobs in that movie.
Boob Shitto.
We'll still appreciate Mainlanders coming true, but I'll appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
The Vancouver Retro. Oh yeah, the Retro Gaming Expo. Where is that, by the way, Josh Rocket?
Yeah.
I want to know where that is. That sounds
Is
something
that-
really
I
cool.
think it's in Vancouver.
Right?
PNE.
Is it the PNE?
Is that the one
I
that
don't-
you and I went to before, Rob?
I'm wondering if it's the same one that was in New West a few years back.
Yeah, at the Anvil
Yeah.
Center. right?
Oh, that sounds more correct.
New West, yeah, it says New West.
That was a
So,
fun one.
It was. We ran into JJ McCullough there. That was really cool. And you, me,
And your
who was it?
bro,
Christine,
and Christine.
and my brother were there.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for everybody who's tuned in live. Really appreciate it. We'll try and do some more live streams of games soon. And obviously, we have another show in 2 weeks. We don't know the topic yet, but we'll figure it out. So, Rhea, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank you for
Reed.
having
Rock.
me.
Salute. So,
I will never
Salute.
salute you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Close,
You
no
respect
spoils.
my decisions.
Respect my authority. All right. We're going to end this stream. Bye, guys. Later, skater.
Bye.